Ladies and gentlemen, Simulation for the Nation here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to everything you need to know about the latest Giants DLC. In this mini-series, we'll be breaking down the 20 pieces of KVERNELAND and VICON machinery into 4 categories: tillage, grassland, seeding and planting, crop protection. In previous episodes, we looked at the tillage and grassland categories, so let's jump straight into seeders and planters. And we're going to start by looking at the KVERNELAND and VICON Extra 732 FT, which is this beautiful looking front mower here on front of the 8R John Deere. This is a very nice little bit of equipment here, just over 3 meters wide, 80 horsepower required to operate the machine there, and you can get some top speed of around about 13 miles an hour out there. But of course, that is only 1/3 of the solution. But of course, that's only 1/3 of the solution. You do also need to move across to the Extra 7100T, the butterfly mowers for the back here, which we are currently using in VICON specification there. We've got them set up at the moment whereby they're merging all 2 swaths into the center. However, you can play around with those as well. Before we do that though, I'd just love to look at the detail on the back end here. The levers where you can adjust the conditioner speed look incredible. The hydraulic hoses that are going along the back end there also look just really nice to see actually. The springs on the front mower just look great. Look at it as it floats along over the ground there, just taking any of the terrain with it. Very impressive to see how that works. And as I mentioned, what we're going to do is to stop this guy right about here in his tracks. We're going to just power up the front mower once again, put you down. And the back mower here, you can see right now we're gonna lift up just one only, so we put those on, lower them down. We're still swathing one side, but the other side is still being left on its own, and then we can also swap it around again, that kind of combination is very good. Press Y once more, and then they both go up there. I think that is just brilliant to see. I really do. Gives you complete control over how you're going to go. If you're going around a headland pass for the first time, and you just want to bring in one side rather than the other, perfect. Allows you to do that. Really do like that an awful lot there. Price wise, the rear mowers 700T are 47,500, which is quite a bit of money, but compared when you got that really add the front mower on as well, it's just over 21,000 as well. So it is a lot of money for a mowing set, but man, you're gonna knock down some acres in a single pass. As we look to fold them up as well, put them into transport mode there. Look at the detail inside. Love to see the conditioner there and the discs looking perfect. Very nice to see. Folding up the back as well, you can see that the mowers actually come in as well as going up as well to once again lower down that transport height there fantastically well. Very big fan of that. So we're going to pull this one down out of the way, because now we're going to get out the baby brother of the pack really. This is the 4140L. This is a trail mower by KVERNELAND here at 4 meters wide, 13 feet. You can knock down quite a bit of grass with this really. It's a little bit smaller operations, designed for smaller fields. I'm so pleased to see a trail mower of this style in though. It's really nice to see. It is still wide enough to get a lot of work done. It's a bit more light duty really, and that's reflected in the fact that it only really needs 85 horsepower to pull, and you can rattle along at about 13 miles an hour. I'm going to jump into the E6 though, and we're just going to pull forward. Gotta be careful though when you're on the road, because it still is a bit wider than you might imagine, so some of the FS19 traffic may have some fun with it. But we're just going to press X to unfold once again. You'll see the curtains on the side come down. I'm going to fire it up there just so you can see the discs are working. Lower it down and off we go. Leaving you with a nice wide swath once again. But yeah, perfect for just if you haven't got anywhere near enough acres to warrant having something big in there. But this is still pretty magnificent. I do like the looks of it an awful lot. Looking forward to seeing how it progresses. Now it would have been great to have like one of the larger trail mowers in with the mergers, but hey, this is still pretty darn impressive for me. Would look beautiful on an old John Deere as well, I think. Really would. And then obviously you have to change your style around when you do get to the end of a field, because you're going to have to start a block up the middle here, I would say. All pretty impressive. So we're going to get back up to the top end here, where we're going to start looking at some breaks so we can get this grass baled. So you've been able to knock down huge acres of grass with your butterfly mowers, but now you need to get it raked up before the baler comes in there. And what better way to do it than using the Andex 1304 Pro. This is a monster 4-rotor rake spanning 41 feet. you can believe it, putting it into one swath there, about 11 miles an hour. It's 52,000 in the store. We're going to actually have a look at this one in the store here as well. So right now you can see, if we're looking at 12.5 meters working with it, it is one of the biggest rake sleds behind the Lady Hibiscus. But yeah, it does look very, very neat. You can of course change it to the KVERNELAND as well, to be the 95130C. Nice mouthful there. But yeah, particularly interested in how the front end looks on this one actually. And what I mean by that, it's very the headstock is very close in. The design of it seems to be a little bit different to what I would perceive to be a regular rake. It keeps the rest of the body level to the tractor, which is interesting. And so yeah, very intrigued by that one. I'm curious to see how it works in terms of mobility, see if it changed anything up. But we're going to jump into the class Arian, which is the chariot of choice for this rake today. And as we get in, we can see we've already had a few raked up there, but that's not a problem. We're just going to rake up this swath here. Most rakes work in a very similar way. This one is no exception. We're going to start by just folding it back in. As you can see, the front rakes come right in and then fold up as well to once again lower down that transport height. But yeah, very solid looking bit of equipment. I like the fact that the front ones, well, their mechanism lowers it down even further when you pull it in line there. But we're going to fold them back out from inside the cab. Rear ones go first, and out they go. Lots of lovely looking motion on there as they go, particularly like the detail around the around the joints on the PTOs there for that front line. We're going to fire them up. All looks good there. Let's lower the front ones down and then the back ones. We will get ourselves up and over the hill, leaving you with one nice big swath in the middle. Plenty good motion as well as it's flinging any of the material, any of the grass into the center of the front rakes before it gets thrown again into the swath in the middle there. Very nice to see. And leaving one nice clean straight swath behind for baling or lifting, whatever you are doing. Very, very impressive there. Now, as I mentioned there, it is 52,500. You are going to need about 110 horsepower to pull it. So it is a big piece of equipment, really. The rake tractors are getting bigger and bigger these days. And lift up on the front ones there again, and then on the back ones. But yeah, like I said, you are able to cover some real serious ground with this at any one given stretch there. So definitely worth that investment if silage is your key crop of the year for sure. Those contractors out there, you can't look much further in FS than the VICON at the moment. Now we're going to stop about here. Before we get cracking with the baler, we need to ted this out. This is going to be hay. So we need to review our tedder and then we can get on with the baler as well. And so we jump into the Massey 5610. But before we do that, we're going to look at the KVERNELAND 8511-2. This is our 10-star tedder, as I would call it. This is coming in at around about 37 feet wide, 11.2 meters. So you can ted hay around about 11 miles an hour with it as well. But you need to have a tractor around about 90 horsepower or greater. What I do love about this in particular, and we're going to start about here, it folds up very neatly behind the tractor with some great details still across the back end as we fold it out. I love the material texture on the tines there. I think that looks really, really good. And then it's just going to fold it on over. Perfect. Looking really nice and wide. That's some great coverage. I like the fact it's almost looking like wings there at the moment. You fire it up, lower it down, and we are in business. 24,500 pounds will grant, or euros will grant you this piece of equipment in your shed. And like I say, still able to knock through quite a bit of grass in one fell swoop with this. Actually, really are doing a good job of getting everything covered. And hopefully, yeah, we'll see that continue throughout. Like I say, it does look very, very neat. I do like the lifting mechanism as well. When you put it down there, you do see that the hydraulics extend out to lower down the farthest most sections. If I can drive in a straight line, looks brilliant there. The material textures on the hazard boards on the back there do look pretty darn good as well. You come into our store to have a look at it. This looks like a very nice bit of equipment in store there. It really does. And you even got your supporting leg on the back there to keep it upright when you're not using it. So very, very nice piece of equipment there. Grand looking tedder for all needs. The fun doesn't stop there when it comes to Grassland, everybody. No, no, no. There's plenty of good stuff to have a look into. And we're going to start that next by looking into possibly and arguably one of the most hyped bit of equipment in the entire DLC, the VICON Fast Bale. The VICON Bale is set to revolutionize round baling within FS19 here. This allows for continuous baling of round bales. Usually you have to stop, kick out the bale, let the wrapper work, and then drive on once the chamber's shut. But not with this one anymore. This allows us, we will begin to drive forward. We're going to fill up a bale there, and you'll see that the bale chamber ejects the round bale, so it can be wrapped whilst also continuing with the current baler as well there. So right now, we are cruising along here about 5 miles an hour at 95, 100% full, so you can see that it kicks out one bale, and that goes into the secondary chamber, and then the first bale continues. So what's great is you can see how the two chambers are working here in game. It obviously starts to wrap that second bale as well. And guys, just take a moment to look at the incredible animation across this whole baler. Now it's going to drop that bale down, all autonomous. I'm not pressing anything other than my throttle here. The first bale goes into the chamber, and then the smaller pre-chamber, if you like, continues. It's just very impressive. No stopping, no movement, nothing at all. This is really going to transform how we look to bale here in FS19 for sure. Really nice fluid movement. If you look inside here as well, look at all the movement of all the chains and the pulleys. Beautiful to see. This is really quite impressive. Now the bale's still rolling down the hill there, but that has nothing to do with the baler itself. That is all just gravity taking effect. Yeah, very, very nice indeed. Like I say, 97,500 euros to purchase. It is expensive, but you get a great deal of technology with this. You can travel at around about 11 miles an hour when you are baling. However, what we're going to have a look at here is in the store, because there are a few configurable features that you want to take advantage of. Things like, first of all, you can change it from VICON across to KVERNELAND. You can change the wheel setup as well to get some beefier wheels on there, and you can also change the foil wrap, which is fairly standard with our round balers these days. But yeah, ultimately, this is an incredible piece of equipment that I cannot vouch for this enough. I think it's stunning, and yeah, really will change the game of round baling there, really. So that is pretty perfect. Let us know what you think of this one down below in the comments. As one bale opens up again, the second goes into the second chamber where it will be finished off, and out it goes, just like that. Absolutely magical. Got the orbital wrapper on the back there, so it's going to cover it nice and quickly as well. Really is speeding up the whole process. And down goes the bale, tipped it out. Seamless, absolutely seamless. And finally, last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at bale wrappers. For the purists who don't have a bale wrapper combi yet, and you do want to knock some grass out quickly here, this will be for you. This is the KVERNELAND 7850. You are looking at around 19,500 to pick this one up. It is an orbital wrapper per se, and we're going to jump in and have a look at it as we get going. Well, I like the fact that it has a spare wrap on the side there already. And you can configure it a little bit as well. Before we go any further, let's have a look at exactly what that looks like. When you come into baling technology there, you can first of all choose to have it as a VICON or as a KVERNELAND. So the VICON BW2850, bale wrapper 2850, or the 7850 KVERNELAND, which we've gone for. We're going to change the foil color as well to pink. But you can also, depending upon how you're picking up your bales, you can choose to have this guy on the back, which will flip the bales over onto the side. So we have that all set up at the moment. What we're going to do as we approach our bales, we're just going to unfold this guy. Comes out onto the side there, it looks pretty perfect, and then quite simply we're just going to rock up to our next bale. And as we approach this first bale here, we should just pull into it. And there we go. So it's going to wrap it up nice and quickly here, and it's going to flip it over onto its side when it comes out the back. Nice quick wrapping motion as well. Really does speed this along a little bit there. Then you've got your two knives to come in and cut the foil before pressing Y to eject it out there nice and simply. Into number 2, and we are away again. So it also leaves it looking pretty damn awesome there to get everything wrapped up and stacked up nice and quickly. So that is it, folks. That is GRASSLAND. That is massive amount of equipment there. Your GRASSLAND is really going to change in terms of your performance, your output there. But yeah, I think it's going to be fantastic nonetheless. If you have enjoyed this episode, don't forget to stick around for the next one coming up there, where we're going to be looking into seeders and planters for the KVERNELAND and VICON DLC. Until next time, though, I've been Simulation for the Nation. We'll catch you later.